Hi guys, welcome to my channel. Alrighty, so it is almost Pride Month. Maybe it already is Pride Month by the time this video comes out. I don't really know. But I thought that it would be a fun idea to come on here and give some queer recommendations in honor of Pride Month, obviously. Now, let's get some formatting stuff out of the way. This video is part one of a two-part series. This will cover adult book recommendations, and the next video will cover young adult book recommendations. And this video is divided into multiple sections. So first we will do Achillean recommendations, then we will do Sapphic recommendations, and then we will do trans and honorable mention recommendations. Just in case there's like a specific type that you're looking for, like maybe you don't want the Achillean stuff, but you want the Sapphic stuff, so you can like skip around if you want to. And before anybody says anything, yes, the Achillean section of this video will be the longest portion because, yeah, I'm into that the most. So, that's what I gravitate towards the most when I'm looking for books to read. But I do promise that there are other types of queer books on here. Anyway, let's get right on into it. So kicking off this video, we have Bored to Death by C.J. Connor. This is a contemporary mystery. It's also very, very cozy. It is part of the cozy genre about a gay man who owns a board game shop, and one day this guy comes into the shop being like, hey, I have this really rare board game. I would love to sell it, da 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 da. And the shop owner is like, I don't think so. Like, you seem a little sketchy. No thanks. So he sends the man away, but later that night, the man ends up dead on the shop owner's front step, and now the shop owner is like, okay, I'm kind of the main suspect here, so like I need to figure out what's going on to clear my name. Okay. Now, this book I would say is great if you are somebody who wants like a very cozy mystery. Obviously, that is what the genre is, but I mean that in like you don't want something like very, very high stakes with like, a lot of like trauma or anything like, oh no, like all that kind of stuff. And you don't want something that's like, trying to freak you out or keep you on your toes or anything. Just something that's like kind of cute, kind of nice. Well, with a little bit of mystery, with a little bit of murder mystery in it. But, just overall feeling like a simple, warm hug. If you are looking for that type of mystery, I would recommend this to you. Next is Teacher of the Year by M.A. Wardell. This contemporary romance is about a man who teaches kindergarten and one day has a new student join his class, and the new student has a single father who is very, very attractive. That's basically all you need to know about this one. Now, I read this for Valentine's Day a few months ago, and I have to say that I really enjoyed this. I enjoyed the writing, I enjoyed the plot, I enjoyed the character arcs. I thought it was very, very cute. I do want to read the rest of the series. I haven't started the rest of the series yet because the next book in the series is a Christmas book, so obviously it's not Christmas time yet. But anyway, I would say like if you are someone who wants like something very, very sweet and very, very cute and very, very rom-commy, and you are somebody who is like, liking of the like single parent trope, this is a good book for you. Next is You Had Me at Happy Hour by Timothy Janowski. This contemporary romance is about this guy who works at a local restaurant bar. He's like a cosmetologist mix. I don't know the bar language, but like sommelier. That's the title. That's the title. He's like a sommelier. I don't exactly know what that is. It's like a bartender sort of thing. But like, there's this guy who works as a sommelier at a restaurant, and then there is this new guy who is a former TikTok influencer, but now he's like in his flop era, so he has to get a real job. He comes in to work at the same restaurant, and the two of them are like, you wanna do like a little friends with benefits situation? Like I'm down for that. And then things kind of grow from there for the two of them. And I would say that like if you are somebody who wants something like fun and spicy and like a little bit of like kind of like having the vibe of like a wine book club pick, I would say that this is for you. I would honestly say like the spice is the best part of this. The rest of it is okay, like everything is okay about it, but like the spice is definitely the best part of it. So like if you want something that like is spicy and like, kind of sensual in its wine, food stuff, I would say that this is a good type of vibe for you. Next is The Broposal by Sonora Reyes. This contemporary romance is about these two guys who are childhood best friends, and everyone in their circle thinks that, like, ugh, they're so meant to be together. They would make such a cute couple. But they don't exactly see each other as that just yet. But of course, it's a romance, so they will. But the basic thing is they are both immigrants. One of them is an undocumented immigrant, and so the guy who has legal citizenship in the US is like, "Hey, I know you're trying to get your green card and everything. I know that it's like a really, really hard process for you. Let's just make it a little bit easier. Let's just get married so you can get your green card easier and have the full benefits and not have to worry about all of being deported and everything, you don't have to worry about all that. Now, yes, this book was written and published like just before the second Trump administration took over, so everything going on with ICE and everything right now will inevitably, stick in the back of your head like it did with me. I was like, oh, thank God this is fictional because if this was real life, I would be scared for these two, truly. I would be terrified for these two. Mm. But yeah, but other than that, that's obviously not the author's fault. That's just America's fault. Let's just be clear on that. But anyway, I would say if you love Friends to Lovers, get this. It really is good Friends to Lovers. If you love Friends to Lovers with a little bit of like an awakening, like, oh. I will say though, trigger warning for domestic violence. One of the exes in this book is a frequent side character, and she is very much an abusive ex. So, yes, there is that. So, just trigger warning on that. Next is A Series of Rooms by A.J. Barlow and its companion novella, Doors and Windows. Now, this contemporary romance leans kind of literary in a sense, and it is about these two guys. They end up in the same hotel room one night due to a whole mix-up of things, but they are like, you know what? It's fine. It's fine. Like we'll just spend the night together. You know what? It's fine. Nothing's gonna happen. But you know what? Let's just hang out for a little bit. Like we don't need to cause a big ruckus or anything. So we'll just deal with it. So they spend the night together at this hotel, and they end up hitting it off a little bit. They end up hitting it off as like friends almost, and they are both like, you know what? This was really fun. This was a really nice just break from reality, from all the drama in my life and all the horrors of your life. Like, it was just a nice break for the evening. Let's do this again. Every Friday after that, they get a hotel room across somewhere in the city and spend the night together, getting to know each other. Nothing really physical, nothing really any of the sort, just like getting to know each other. And, over time, their bond grows. I feel like if you are somebody who like wants to feel a little pretentious, like you want to be one of the literary girlies, but you're really not, like me, I feel like you can get into this because it's kind of leans literary, but it doesn't fully go there. It's still very much approachable. And I will say, if you are somebody who does like, very intimate character work and, just like, um, forget like a big grand plot. You just really, really love character work like that, like that's your top thing in a book. You will really, really like this because all of the scenes where just the two main guys, those are the best parts. That's really the best scenes in this book. Next is one that should come to no surprise to anybody who has been following me on here or on Twitter for the past couple years. Red, White, and Royal Blue by Casey McQuiston. This is one of my all-time favorites. This is one of my all-time favorites. Of course, I have to include it. Anyway, President's son, gay prince, they meet, they fall in love. They have to like keep it quiet because, the monarchy and, US election season and all that kind of stuff. But, ugh, I love it. I love it. I love this one so much. It's so freaking good. The characters, the plot, it's the romance. This book is the one that made me fall in love with the romance genre as a whole. Like, I had already read a few romances or romance adjacent books up to that point, but I never really considered myself a romance fan until reading Red, Red, and Royal Blue. And then after reading this book, I was like, I'm all in. I need more of this genre. I love this. I need more books like this. Please and thank you. Ah, my God. If you love classic queer rom-com energy, this is it for you. If you want swoon-worthy romance that is just so much pining and yearning and equal adoration and just sweet caring, loving everything said to each other and just romantic things being said and done for each other, this is the book for you. This is the book for you. And yes, I am so excited for the second movie coming out. And yes, I am so excited for the private correspondence coming out too. I'm so excited to watch and read the new stuff coming out in this world. Oh my God. Next is Boyfriend Material by Alexis Hall. This is a fake dating contemporary romance and it's been a few years since I've read it, so I don't exactly remember the entire setup. But basically, these two guys get into a situation where one of them is like, "Hey, I need like a respectable boyfriend to like clean up my trashy party boy image that like all my friends and all my work people and think that I have. Like I need to look a little bit more respectable. Like I need someone to help me look settled down and respectable." And the other guy is like, "Okay, that's great. I also need somebody to like attend a few family functions so my parents and my brothers and sisters and everything will get off my back about finally finding a partner because they are driving me crazy. So like let's help each other out here. Let's fake date each other for a little bit." And then things slowly come together. Now, I don't recommend the sequel. I'm just going to say that. Nobody who has read the sequel recommends it. Well, 9 out of 10 people don't recommend the sequel. Let's just say that because the sequel's something. But this book, treated as a standalone, it's so good. It's so good. It is so funny. I love the humor. I love the main characters. I love the bitchiness of everything, especially of the main POV character, Luke. Like, oh, he's such a drama queen. I love it. It's so fun. It's so chaotic. It's so messy. If you just want something that is like unapologetically fun and sassy and bitchy and drama loving, you will love this. Next is the Game Changer series by Rachel Reed. This is an entire hockey romance thing centered around, well, obviously, hockey players finding their true love and everything. And yes, it is heated rivalry and, all those other books. And yes, I am recommending the entire series in this one because even the lowest one is very, very good. So yes, Game Changer, heated rivalry, tough guy, common goal, role model, and the long game, I highly recommend all of these. If you want something that is hot and spicy but also very endearing, I feel like you will really, really love these. I really, really do. Next is Winter's Orbit by Everina Maxwell. This sci-fi novel is about this guy who is like a prince of this planet, and he is being forced into an arranged marriage of this like count of another planet. Now, the Count, Viscount something, was already like engaged to the prince's cousin, but the cousin died in like a plane crash. And the two planets are like needing a political marriage for like treaty reasons. So, it's like, okay, he died, so take the cousin instead. Like we need to get this treaty under wraps. We need to get it in the bag. Like we need to go. Like we need to go with this peace treaty. But stuff keeps happening to like throw the treaty into upheaval, and it's starting to look like, maybe the plane crash that killed the cousin wasn't so accidental. Maybe somebody's really out to get us and stop this peace treaty from happening. So let's find out before we're on the hit list next, okay, darling? Now, maybe I should have put this into honorable mentions because it is very much winter themed. That is very much the vibe. Not Christmas themed, winter vibes. That is the vibe here. And unless you live in the southern hemisphere, it is currently summer, so oopsie. But anyway, I do recommend this one. I find it very cool. The sci-fi is, yes, high sci-fi, but it's not confusing sci-fi. Like, it's very much approachable. It's not like, oh, the MXK-342 blaster rifle over here needs to go and power up the LHQ-321 supercomputer to stop the Chronoverse virus from spreading to the intergalactic blah blah blah. It's not that. It's literally just murder mystery in space, in all honesty, with some romance. So, yes, if that sounds up your alley, go read this. Now, I will also put a trigger warning on this one for domestic violence. In a past relationship, it is briefly depicted on page and alluded to throughout the entire novel because one of the characters that is dealing with PTSD, that is part of their arc. So, there is that. There is trigger warning for domestic abuse, PTSD, stuff like that. Not in the current relationship, in a past relationship. Next is The Song of Achilles by Madeline Miller. Now, this is a Greek mythos book retelling Achilles and Patroclus' love story. It's briefly hinted at in true canon Greek mythology, but it's not really confirmed. So, Madeline Miller was like, you know what? We're gonna confirm it. We are gonna confirm it. Okay? Like, yes, Achilles was a bottom. Yes, period. So, yes, there is that. Now, even if you are not somebody who loves Greek mythology like me, hi, hello, I've never had a Greek mythology phase. It's never really interested me, whatever. I would still say go read this because the writing is beautiful. The emotions, the plot, the everything, the just romantic tale of tragedy and everything that you are following here. It's beautiful. It's heartbreaking, but it's also so sweet and so cute. And like, oh my God, like I literally was like crying for like 3 hours after reading this. Like I literally finished this on audio in the bathroom and I literally just had to like take off my headphones, put the phone down and like sit on the toilet like oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God. Like, this is just so tragically beautiful. If you are somebody who like loves tragic romances, you will love this. If you are somebody who adores strong prose, you will love this, truly. Even if you're not into Greek mythology, like I said, like it's still that good. Next is Voyage of the Damned by Frances White. Now, this fantasy murder mystery is about these people who are like, these like demigods or whatever. They get on this cruise ship. They are being sent away to, celebrate uniting the lands and everything of, the country and whatever. Something along those lines. Like we will get into a little bit why I'm a little discoherent about this one anyway. But anyway, that they're on the ship, that they're going to celebrate the unification of all their lands and whatever. But some people start to die. Some people start to die on the cruise ship, and so the main guy is like, okay, Diva, like I need to figure out what the fuck is going on because I don't want to die. I don't want to die. Like that's not for me. Like it's cute for you, it's not for me. No thanks. So the main guy is like trying to figure out who exactly is the killer before, everybody on the ship dies, basically. Now, I have to say, I personally did not finish this one. Why? Because I just got a little bit bored with it, but I do think that if you are somebody who loves like cruise ship books, if you are somebody who loves like fantasy murder mystery, if you are somebody who really, really loves narrators who are very dramatic and like love to queen out and everything and are very divalicious, you will love this. If you love messy gays, you will like this, I feel like, because the main character is very much a messy gay. Point blank, period. If that sounds up your alley, if that sounds like your type of vibe, give it a shot. Next is The Emperor and the Endless Palace by Justinian Huang. This fantasy is about these two souls who are soulmates, and you are following them throughout different lifetimes as they find each other again and again and again as they get reincarnated over time, and trying to break the spell that keeps on pulling them apart again and again to where they can't find their forever happily ever after. Something always happens to break them up, but you're just hoping and praying that like eventually something will break to where they can finally end up forever permanently together. Now, I DNF this one, but I do still put it here because if you are someone who loves literary romance, you will probably really enjoy this. I DNF'd it simply because it is very literary and I don't really go for literary. I find literary just not for me. But if you are somebody who loves literary fiction, You will probably really, really like this. Next is The Necromancer's Light by Tavia Lark. This fantasy is very simple. There is this necromancer dude who is trying to like journey across the lands to like find and slay a demon, and he needs like, companionship to keep his body all healthy, or else he will die because like the dark magic in him will just like freeze him to death or something. So, he needs companionship along the way. So he hires this like paladin bodyguard to accompany him on his journey, and eventually the two develop a thing for each other. Now, if you're somebody who likes simple fantasy, like simple medieval fantasy, like you like medieval fantasy for the vibes and everything, but you don't really want to deal with like, like the knights and the court drama and like endless dragon wars and all this sort of stuff that's like, in like high medieval fantasy, then I feel like that you'll really like this. If you are just here for like, simple medieval vibes with like some cute romance and whatever, this is for you. This is truly, truly for you. And to round out the Achillean section of this video, we have A Spell for Heart Sickness by Alistair Reeves. Now, this fantasy is actually one of my favorite books of the year so far, and I really want to get it on physical. I will say that because I did read it on audio. I read most romances on audio just because I really do like romance on audio very much. Anyway, now it is basically about this guy who moves to a new town to start his life, and he is visited by this like person who can like glimpse the future and like tell people, how their destiny will play out and everything and stuff like that. He is told that his destiny will come in the form of two people, but he will have to choose one to ultimately decide which way his life will go. Now, if he chooses person A, he will live a very long and glamorous life full of the riches and dreams come true and famous life of a fashion designer that he has always dreamed of, but he will forever be lonely. He will forever be heartbroken. He will never be emotionally fulfilled whatsoever. He will always be depressed out of his mind. And if he chooses person B, he will find his soulmate and be with the person that he just loves out of his mind and be emotionally fulfilled to the nth degree forever. But the terminal illness that he has will take him very quick, so his life will be cut very short and he will live a life of poverty in the meantime. And there's like so much other stuff going on with like cursed magical woods, like threatening the people of the town and whatever, and like all this mystery and whatever. It's just so freaking good. This, to me, is exactly what I have been wanting out of the romantasy subgenre, where it's like the fantasy and the romance work in tandem together and you can't have one without the other. I find that a lot of romantasy books are just like romance with a backdrop of fantasy, but this is not like that. It is very much like the fantasy and the romance are ingrained and enmeshed in one another. Like there is so much like, plot relevant fantasy stuff going on with like ghosts and like mysteries of the forest and like curses and all this sort of stuff. But there's also so much of the romance going on with the like, the love triangle. Which one will he choose between person A, person B? And will they, won't they, and all this sort of stuff. And there's like, I can't even properly describe how freaking good the like emotional tension in this book is. Like I really do love it. I love the characters. I love this journey. I need to read the other books in this world at some point because like the world is just cool. I have to say the world is just cool. So if you want like a cool romantasy witch book for the gay boys, this is for you. It truly, 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 this is for you. Next, we move on to the Sapphic portion of this video, starting with Single Player by Tara Tai. I actually finished this one last night as of the recording of this video, so yeah, fresh thoughts on it. But anyway, it is this contemporary romance with the boss coworker trope, which, hold on, I get it. I know I'm hesitant about that too, but hold on, it is a good story. But there is this person who is like the narrative designer of this like video game that they are in charge of, and she has this like new employee that comes onto the team hired to write the romance of the video game, but the boss is like, ugh, my god, I don't want romance in my video game. I really, really don't. I hate romance. Like, ugh, like, can we please get this lady out of here? Like, but I can't fire her because the higher ups really want romance in this freaking video game. Like, ugh. But so yeah, they are like really butting heads on this and they are not seeing eye to eye whatsoever and they do not get along. But eventually, somewhere along the way, the clouds move aside, the trees move aside or whatever the metaphor is, whatever the saying is, and they like see the light at the end of the tunnel and are eventually like, hold on, you're not terrible. And you're actually pretty cool. So, it's a whole like begrudging coworkers to lovers thing. Now, if you are somebody who is into dislike to lovers make it slow burn, you will love this because it is not one of those like enemies to lovers books where it's like, oh my God, we hate each other, but 10 pages later, oh my God, you're so cool. We love you. Oh my God, you're so pretty. Like no, 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 no. These two do not work out their issues very quickly whatsoever. It takes literally to like the halfway point of this book before they are finally like, okay, I don't hate you. I can tolerate you as a person. It literally takes halfway for them to finally stop hating each other. So if you are somebody who likes really, truly the trope of like we hate each other, but eventually we fall in love, and it's gonna take a long freaking time for us to get there, you will like this because it does take them a long time to for them to work out their issues and eventually start liking each other. And it is very messy, especially there's like a whole fake dating, pseudo love triangle sort of thing going on. It sounds a lot better than what I say it is, but like, yeah, it gets really messy with everything. And also, I have to say, if you are a gamer, you will like this because you can tell that the author is a gamer herself. And just the way that like she goes about like describing and like talking about like all the video game stuff, it really does keep you very interested. Like I was low key a little bit more interested in the gaming stuff than I was with the romance. I was a little bit just like very slightly. I did like the romance, but I was also very much like, okay, I want to hear more about this game that they're making. I want to see the progress of this game. Like I'm enjoying the process of like all this gaming stuff coming together. Like this is very cool. This is very interesting. I'm here for it. I'm here for like, all of the like evil corporate overlord people trying to like sabotage it and how we're gonna fight them and everything, blah blah blah. Next is Outdrawn by Deanna Gray. This contemporary romance is about these rival artists who work at the same company and they are being paired up on the same project to relaunch a comic book character for the modern age, and they have to figure out how to put their differences aside for the sake of doing the best by this project. If you like rivals to lovers, you will like this. If you like artists to lovers, you will like this. Like, it is very cute. It is very nice. I really did enjoy it. It's not like the strongest romance by any means, but like it is a nice time. It is like a very much like a feel good, I enjoyed my time spent with this novel kind of vibe. Next is Cleat Cute by Meryl Wilsner. Now this is basically these two soccer players who fall in love with each other. You know, that there is the veteran soccer gal and there is the rookie soccer gal just joining the team, and they are like, hmm. Okay, well we can't tell the rest of our team though. We have to like keep it on the down low. We have to keep this quiet. Like we can't go blabbing about this to the rest of our team. But like like come to my hotel room later. So there is that. That's basically the vibe of this book. If you are somebody who likes sporty romance, you should give this a try. I personally DNF'd it because it just really wasn't my vibe. The writing style was not really my vibe. But if you are somebody who does enjoy, like, very lighthearted rom-com sports romance, give this a try. Next is Here for the Wrong Reasons by Annabelle Paulson. Now, this is basically The Bachelor, but two of the contestants fall in love with each other. That's the vibe of this book. Now, I DNF'd this one not because it was bad or uninteresting, but simply because of stylistic reasons. The way that this book is formatted is it will have like one of the ladies' POV, another lady's POV, and then it will go to like a confessional with like all the contestants on The Bachelor and like getting their recap of the drama that's happening on the show. And then it'll go into like, another lady's POV, the other lady's POV, and then again another recap of like everybody's perspective of what's going on with the drama and everything. It's just that same, rhythm throughout the entire novel. That's how it's written. And I just really wasn't really into it simply because like I couldn't really pull myself to get invested in like the 20 something contestants right off the bat to really care about the confessional chapters. But if you are somebody who is like that's not really a big deal for you, like definitely give this a shot. If you are somebody who loves reality TV, if you are somebody who loves The Bachelor, if you are somebody who really loves like romance reality TV sort of stuff, give this a try. If you are somebody who likes The Charm Offensive, I know that that is a really popular book. I personally really hated that book, so I didn't include it here. But if you are somebody who likes The Charm Offensive, go read this because this is basically like the flip version of The Charm Offensive. Next is Honey Girl by Morgan Rogers. This literary novel is about this woman who is like, she's always followed the straight and narrow path. She went to college for the certain degree that her parents wanted. She got into the field of work that her parents wanted her to get into. She's always followed the rules. She's always followed what's expected of her. Until one day she goes on a girls' trip to Vegas and gets drunk and gets married to some stranger overnight and is like, okay, this is the first impulsive thing that I've ever done in my life. And I'm kind of living for it. Like, I'm kind of here for it. Like, it felt kind of good to just do something impulsive and not what people expect of me. Like, I kind of want to do this some more. Like, I kind of want to find this person and, like, try and see, like, if there's something there. And, like, why not? Why not? I kind of want to go form my own path and see what I want out of life, not just do what my parents want me to do for the rest of my life. So, yeah, if you are somebody who is like, this is gonna sound mean. It's not mean. It's just literally how I would describe this book. If you are a millennial who is having like a quarter life crisis, this is the book for you. It truly, truly is. If you are somebody who is like postgraduate, I'm struggling in the job market. I'm struggling in the love life. I feel directionless. I feel lost. I don't know what to do. Like, my God, like, but like I know that like I'm an adult. I graduated college. I need to get my life together. I need to go figure out what I want out of life. This is kind of the book for you. This is kind of that vibe. This is kind of that vibe. And the writing is very, very good. Now, yes, I did personally DNF this one just because it is literary. So literary, again, like I said, does kind of bore me, but objectively, the writing is very, very good. And if you are somebody who loves literary fiction and loves like character analysis and stuff like that, go read this. You will really, really love this lesbian book. You really, really will. Next is another favorite of mine, One Last Stop by Casey McQuiston. Now, this contemporary with a touch of sci-fi is about this lady who has just moved to the big city. She's starting a new life, new job, new everything. And when she's on the subway for the first time, she meets this like hot butch lesbian, and she is like, okay, I need to get to know you because you are really doing it for me. So her and the other lady strike it up. They are doing well, they are getting to know each other. But come to find out that the hot butch lesbian is a displaced, trapped spirit from the 1970s. Something happened where, like, she was in the 70s, she got on the train or whatever, and like something happened to where she has been stuck on the train for like 50 years or so. But like she's never aged a day. She's not a ghost. She's just a trapped spirit. She's just a trapped person on the subway. She can't leave the subway. She can't, do anything, but she's here. And it becomes this thing of trying to figure out how to get her spirit off of the subway so that she can go live her life. But it becomes this question of like, what happens if we actually succeed? Will her spirit remain here? Will she become old like she was supposed to in this day and age? Will she go back to her own time and we will be separated? What's gonna happen if we actually do pull it off that we can get her off of the subway and get her spirit back into the real world? What's gonna happen then? If you love funny, lighthearted rom-coms that are both parts equally silly and equally serious, you will really like this because there is a lot of romantic tension. There is a lot of like, oh my God, what's gonna happen? I'm on the edge of my seat. Like, I really need to know what's gonna happen next. Like, I'm worried, I'm worried, I'm worried. But there's also like, oh my God, I'm laughing out loud at this scene over here because this is so ridiculous. It is so camp. I love it. So if that's kind of the vibe for you, go read this. Next is Legends and Lattes by Travis Baldree. This fantasy novel follows this ogre lady who is opening up a coffee shop. And the twist is nobody in town even knows what coffee is. So she is like, hey, come buy my cappuccinos. And everybody in town is like, what the fuck is a cappuccino? I've never heard of that. Girl, anyway, bye. So, yeah, that is basically the vibe of this story. Now, if you are somebody who wants like Sapphic D&D energy, this is for you. If you are somebody who wants like cozy, just like wrap up by the fireside with my little sweater and read about my little cottagecore lesbians, this is the book for you. This truly, truly is because it is, high fantasy, low stakes. I think that's the tagline of this book, in all honesty. Yes, it is very cozy. It is very everything. If you are somebody, honestly, who wants to get into fantasy, but doesn't really know how to breach fantasy and doesn't really know how to, like, where to start or anything without getting overwhelmed, I feel like this is a really good entry point for anybody who just wants to like get into fantasy and like dip their toes into fantasy because it's very classic, D&D medieval type of setting, but it's not confusing. It's not confusing at all. There's no like big overarching stakes or anything. It's literally just coffee, lesbians, and vibes. That's it. So, like, if that sounds interesting to you, go read this. And to round out the Sapphic section of this video, we have This Is How You Lose the Time War by Amal El Motar and Max Gladstone. Now, if you are somebody who wants, like, literary sci-fi Juliet and Juliet, this is for you. That's literally just what this book is. It's basically about these two ladies who work for like rival time travel companies who are like trying to like snipe each other and best each other in this like time war that's going on, and they start leaving notes for each other like, hey, I got here before you, I accomplished the mission before you flopped, I win. And the notes start out like really sassy and whatever, but then over time they become like, I kind of like you. I kind of like our little bond and our little rivalry that got going on here. So tell me a little bit about yourself. I kind of want to know a little bit more about you. And then it kind of just blossoms from there. Now, this is perfect for the literary girlies out there. If you are somebody who wants like literary sci-fi, this is for you. It truly, truly is because you will have a time and a blast with it. Now, I do have a trans recommendation for y'all. This is A Gentleman's Gentleman by TJ Alexander. It is about this trans man who needs to find a wife in order to fulfill the terms of his late father's will. And if he doesn't find a wife within the next few months, he will lose his entire inheritance. But that becomes a lot tricky because A, he's not into women, and B, the like new manservant that he just hired to help him on this, courting season journey. Oh, the new manservant is so sexy. He really, really is. So, we got some feelings to work out. It's short, it's fun, it's right to the point. I do kind of wish that it was a little bit longer, in all honesty. Like, I do feel like things could have been fleshed out more. But, like, for what it is, it's really nice. It's really a fun time. If you are somebody who has ever been like, you know what, I wish there was a trans season of Bridgerton, or like, you know what, I wish that there was like a trans Jane Austen book, this is kind of the book for you because it really is that like historical romantic sort of vibe. So yeah, it really, really is. So like if you want like historical fiction, make it trans, this is for you. Truly, truly, truly. Now, yes, this is the only trans recommendation on this list because all of these books I have personally read or at least tried to read. We have some DNFs on here, but like these are all books that I've personally read and I have not read a lot of trans books. I'm figuring out with the outlining of this video. So if y'all have some more trans recommendations, trans adult recommendations for this video, leave them in the comments because I am always on the hunt. I am always on the hunt for new and interesting books. So, like, yeah, leave them in the comments. Now we have some honorable mentions because these are all Christmas books. So, obviously, I'm not going to recommend them for June of all months. But, like, I love these books. I love these books. So, like, I have to put them somewhere as, like, hey, keep this video in mind, keep these books in mind for when Christmas rolls around because these books are really, really good. So the first honorable mention that we have is The Christmas Catch by Claire Lydon. This novel is about these two ladies who are heading home for the holidays, but stuff gets in the way. It's either their flight or their train that gets canceled. I don't know. It's in England, so I don't know if they're like flying or taking a train, but like, yeah, anyway, it's been a few years since I've read this. But anyway, they're heading home for the holidays, their flight or train gets canceled, and they are like, well, now what? I don't have anywhere else to go. I don't have anywhere else to go. So, oh, hey, there's somebody else who has nowhere else to go too. Oh, hey, what's up? What's up? Oh, you're heading to the same place that I am? Oh, wait, I actually know you. Wait, you were, hold on. Yeah, I actually remember you. I haven't seen you in so long. Oh my God, yeah. Like, I remember you. You were my little sister's best friend. Oh my God, you were my best friend's big sister that I had a huge crush on in high school. Yep, I remember you. And you're heading home for the holidays too? Let's go. Let's go. Let's go on this road trip together. Like, why not? We're gonna have a fun time. That's the premise of this novel. I know that I just sound crazy going through that, but like it's fun. It's fun. It's like a Hallmark movie. It really, really is. If you want like a lesbian Hallmark movie in book form that has like a road trip in it, this is for you. Bookmark this on Goodreads so that you can keep it in mind for the holidays. I will just say that. It is so much fun. I love this. Next is The Merriest Misters by Timothy Janowski. Now, this was one of my favorite reads of last year. It really, really was, and I was not expecting that. I really wasn't. I was just expecting like a fun time, but this ended up being one of my favorites. Anyway, now this novel is about these husbands who are not having the best time right now. They're having some marital issues in their love life, and whatever. But through chance, they become the new Santa and Mr. Claus. So, they got to move to the North Pole and live out this life of, being all holly and jolly for the next year. And you know what? Maybe this sporadic journey, maybe this new life is just what they need to kickstart the spark in their relationship again. Maybe it is. So, yes, I freaking love this. I love the plot. I love the characters. I love the vibes. I love the writing. I love the romance. I love everything. I love the arcs. I love everything about this novel. I really, really do. It's so good. It's so freaking good. It's like Christmas Plus, in all honesty. Like you have your standards for like a Christmas novel, like, oh, it's Christmas. Yeah, I just want some Christmas vibes. But like this is actually like, okay, this meets and exceeds my expectations for a Christmas novel. Like this is not just like, Hallmark put it in words. This is like actually, oh, this is really, really good. This is, like this is really, really good. Like, so like yes, I will just say that if you want something that is fun, but also very emotionally serious, go read this. Go read this for the holidays because it is really, really good. If you love second chance romance, this is really, really up your alley. This is like one of the best second chance romances I've ever read, in all honesty. And the final honorable mention and the final book for this video is Yours for the Season by Kate Cochran. Now, this novel is about this like Olympic gold medalist lesbian lady who comes home for the holidays. She's not really excited to come home for the holidays, but she's here and whatnot. She's kind of a Grinch a little bit because she got some family issues. But she runs into her old high school crush who is recently divorced and is like, huh, so you're recently divorced. You threw away that crappy husband of yours, and you're hitting on me in this right before the holidays. Okay, I'm here for it. I can do a little Christmas fling. Why not? So, yes, it is very fun. It is very, very fun. And they end up entering this like couples contest together, but as friends, as friends, quote unquote. And they go through like all these like little holiday competition stuff and like dealing with like the bitter ex and the like working out with family issues, all this sort of stuff. And like it's just cute. It's just fun. It's just a vibe. It really, really is. Like I really did enjoy this. It's just fun. It really, really is. Like, yeah, I don't know. So again, save this one for the holidays because it is a grand old time. So anyway, yeah, I hope that these recommendations were helpful and you found something good to read for Pride Month. Maybe more than one good thing to read next month. So yeah, if you enjoyed this video, please give it a like, subscribe, and comment your thoughts down below. Comment your thoughts on these books if you have read any of them. Comment your thoughts, well, comment your recommendations if you have any other recommendations that I did not mention in this video because I am always on the hunt and, give them the other people that are watching this video a recommendation or two down in the comments down below. Why not? Why not? Anyway, I will see you guys next time. Bye!